Hello, beer tubers, and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of Hoppets. Today, drinking some more Italian craft beer, again from Alder in Milan. Recently, Bassi was in Milan for a beer festival, and we just started selling beer in Italy through a new distributor that we got there. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to go, but Frederick and Rasmus went there, and they went to Alder because they're in Milan, and they were kind enough to bring me back some beers. So thanks for the time, guys. I'm looking forward to be trying these. These are really fresh, and these are two West Coast IPAs, and Alder does them really well. So at least from the one can I had of Duna, but we're trying these two that I got from Leonardo, and this is Alder's Duh and their Huber Breeze. So one is 6.4%, the other is 6.5, 6.4, and Duh is called an American IPA, and the Huber Breeze is called a West Coast IPA. And I'm not sure what the distinction is there. I'm like West Coast IPA, American IPA. It's so broad, I guess. Like West Coast IPA is a very localized thing. American IPA is much more broad, and weirdly enough, like an untapped. If you drink a West Coast IPA, it's categorized as an American IPA. And I'm back in the day, I remember people also talked about West Coast IPA, Central IPA, or Midwest IPA, and East Coast IPA before it was called New England, and they were more rich in malt and not as bitter. So it was, things change over time. So that's how it is. And it's interesting how people talk about these things and these styles, especially these days, because I think it'd be hard pressed to find some of those old school East Coast IPAs these days. I'm not Smutty Nose IPA and stuff like that. Ithaca Flower Power. I'm not sure if you can still get those. But Duh is 6.4%. It's made with mainly German malt, it says, and an English yeast. It says fermented with the yeast of... So I use Google Translate to translate their Instagram because I don't speak Italian, but something like English yeast maybe. Boiled with Simcoe, or, well, not just boiled, but hopped with Simcoe Cryo, and Mosaic. That was Duh. And Huber Breeze, it says 6.5% West Coast IPA, mainly Pilsner malt, and fermented with California ale yeast, hopped with Strata, Mosaic Cryo, and Simcoe Hyper Boost. So pretty nice combos here. So let's start off, I think, with Duh, because that is the oldest of the two. So that's also slightly darker in appearance and a bit hazy. And that could be because of the choice of yeast. So to use an English ale yeast for this. Maybe this is more inspired by the old school East Coast beers. If you think of like Haiti Topper or something like that, but it definitely looks a bit more modernized. Or maybe Simple Sunshine. Is that American ale yeast? I'm not sure. I never tried that beer. But it looks nice in the glass. White head, yellow color. Let's check out the aroma. Clear Simcoe. Really clear Simcoe profile on this one. Very catty, very pineapple-y. Cooked pineapple. There's maybe a little bit of a stewed fruitiness underneath. Could be yeast. Smells pretty damn good. Grapefruit as well. Oh yeah, this smells very nice. It smells a bit more rich, and it smells a bit more sweet than classic like West Coast IPA. So I understand why they don't call this a West Coast, for sure. It smells a bit orangey too. It smells really good. Let's try it. Cheers. Yeah, classic Simcoe beer. Loads of grapefruit, loads of cooked pineapple, a little bit of dankness, grapefruit, tangerine notes, nice bitterness, not crazy assertive, but it's definitely there. Drying, spicy finish. It's pretty damn good. Very, very like classic American IPA, but a little bit more modern as well. It does feel a little bit bright. But there is something in there that's like stewed fruitiness, like an apricot thing. Almost like early haze type flavor or something like that. Yeah, this is nice. A little bit more chalky or something like that right now, but maybe that's because I just like swirl up the yeast and everything. But it's nice. Again, it's grapefruit, it's pineapple, cooked pineapple, a bit of stone fruit vibes, maybe a little bit of dankness, but not a lot really. Just it's quite light. Crackery, malt backbone, tangerine orange notes. Very good, very good. So this one I think is going to be even more up my alley because the hop combo, and also this looks more like a more modernized West Coast IPA. And I'm sure this is going to be more clean. There's definitely some esters in this one. So let's check out Huber Breeze. So this one is also clearer, and it's got that pin bright yellow color that you associate with these modern Westies, and a white head. But yeah, let's check this one out. Yeah, definitely more modern blueberry kush type notes. Smells pretty good. There's a little bit of a sweet citrus, kind of like classic not overripe, but sweet citrus orangey kind of profile, similar to that. But it's also not like a mega dank tank. Like it's not like one of these like super dank weedy. It's more fruity. I do want some dank in my West Coast IPAs. Like I actually love when West Coast IPAs are like just smelling like a bag of fruity weed. Like I think this is a bit more to the fruity side. You definitely also get like strawberry and stone fruit notes from Strata, I think. There's like, it's definitely a sweeter note to it. Like a slightly candied, but it's not like marmalade stewed as in that one. This smells a bit more crisp. Smells good though. Let's try it. Cheers. Oh yeah. That's definitely my favorite of the two. Really crisp, loads of mosaic. A little touch of blueberry kush, just lightly. It's not like mega dank, but it's there, which is nice. It's still got more bitterness as well. It's really clean, more dry. The easy winner of the two, just by one sip alone. But it feels like the total modern approach to West Coast IPA, where it's like really crackery, really crisp, light malt backbone with a nice fruity hop backdrop. I think it's more mosaic dominant than anything, especially on the flavor, with definitely some Strata lingering in there as well. Well, this is really good. I think it could use a little bit more bitterness, but otherwise, it's really nice. There's definitely some nice dankness now sitting on the palate. Loads of mosaic kind of blueberry vibes on it, which is really good. Nice dryness, nice bitter finish. Like this is the all-day drinker type beer. Like that's just really good West Coast IPA. It's not as good as the best I've had from the States. Or I don't know, maybe Duna was a little bit better than this. Or they're definitely close. But this is really nice. I'm definitely getting more dankness to it now, which is very awesome. I love those dank flavors in these kind of beers. Just like fresh weed. And then, yeah, love the tropical edge to it. And yeah, it's just a great combination of hops that also work well in these modern West Coast beers. It's so crisp, so clean, so chuggable. Very nice beers once again from Alder. They're making for sure the best hop forward beers in Italy at the moment. Like, again, I can't say 100% because I don't try, loads of Italian beer, but like I can see why both Livio and Leonardo told me like they thought this is some of the best hoppy beer in Italy because they were really, really good. So in terms of grades, so yeah, straight 90, maybe even 91 or 92 actually. Really nice American IPA with a little bit more of a yeasty character, but otherwise like very nice clear Simcoe character. But this is awesome. This is the modern West Coast. It's bright. It's dank. It's definitely getting more dank the more I sit and sip on it. It's tropical. There is definitely some slight tropical vibes, some pineapple or something like that, but it's mostly like big blueberry kush or blueberry type. They're not kush, but there's a bit of a slight weedy dankness, but blueberry vibes. Touches of grapefruit. A little bit of that strawberry note, but not too much on the flavor. I think it's more like slightly stone fruity. And then, yeah, lots of mosaic character, even some orangey notes. Very good. So this one's definitely the best. I think I like this equal to Duna, pretty much. Either the same or a little less. I'm not entirely sure, but I think I'm going to score the same. This is a 93. Really nice West Coast IPA. Alder is doing some very, very nice stuff. Yeah, I could use a little bit more bitterness, but I think that's maybe the only thing. Yeah, if you guys had a chance to try Alder or Alder Huber Breeze, let me know what you thought of them. Nice stuff. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page, Twitter, and Instagram. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And I'm going to say cheers and some delicious Italian craft beer. And see you guys in the beer review. And say thanks to Freddie and Rasmus for the beers.